So let's connect with Varun Khaitan. He's the co-founder Urban Company, now joining in, formerly known as Urban Clap. Hi Varun, thanks so much for taking time out. So what's it been like during lockdown for the company in terms of the kind of growth you've seen over the last 6 months for your various services that you provide?
Thank you for having me here today. Of course, similar to the rest of the country, when the lockdown happened in the month of April, things were a bit tentative. We focused the first couple of months to really reimagine what services in the new world were going to be like once unlock started again. And since June, the business has been on a very positive trajectory, and we've seen benefits of reimagining and providing to consumers a safe haven for consuming the entire service portfolio that we have. So since June, the business has been on a very strong, steady growth. And as of right now, we are exceeding our pre-COVID numbers. Most businesses within the Urban Company services portfolio, whether it is home repairs, home cleaning, home painting, are much ahead of pre-COVID numbers. New services which we expanded in this time, like haircuts for men, have grown more than 5 times from its pre-COVID numbers, because understandably, men do not want to step out to a hair salon right now and want to call the safe Urban Company haircuts home. A couple of services like beauty services for women and services like spa and massage uh, are also recovering, but not at pre-COVID levels yet. I see that also happening very much next month. So by next month, all of our services should be much ahead of pre-COVID times.
Okay, fair enough. And what about the cities that you've seen maximum growth in? Would you say that it's been confined particularly for beauty to the metro cities, or have you also seen strong penetration within the urban, within the smaller tier 2 and 3 cities as well?
We've seen very strong uniform growth for our business across cities. Just before the lockdown, in the first quarter of the year, we had launched about 8 new cities. These were mostly smaller tier 2 cities. And those cities in the first few months of the unlock actually saw much more rapid growth than the larger ones. And the main reason was that COVID was not as far reaching there. But if you look at the bigger picture, all cities have seen pretty strong growth. And I think we continue to be very uniformly bullish about both the large ones and the tier 2 ones.
Okay. The beauty professionals are the only ones on your payroll, while most of the other services are outsourced. And why is that?
No, so actually, none of the service professionals are on our payroll. They are individual entrepreneurs who are partners of our platform. And almost all of them choose to work exclusively with us and only take services from the UC platform because we give them enough demand. And by working on our platform, they are independent and they end up making 2 to 3 times more money than they were making in jobs before. So there's no change between beauty and the rest. Everyone is an entrepreneur and a service partner of the company.
So do you see at-home beauty building as a trend? Are you seeing new subscribers as well? Because what's the difference really, let's say pre-lockdown and post, and as we gradually see the situation evolve, are you seeing a shift in trend, a substantial shift?
100%. So I shared an example of our men's grooming services, which were a new launch in the beginning of the year. And those services have grown more than 5 times in the last 6 months. We are this month going to provide haircuts to close to 2 lakh men. And that's going to keep growing over the next few months as well. So very, very large rising trend in at-home beauty services for both men and women. Then there are two reasons for that. Firstly, as a consumer, you feel unsafe stepping out and being in a public environment around many other customers taking services. So people are preferring at home because of the safety. And second, the lockdown has been not so kind to the offline business world, and our internal estimates show that close to 40% of the offline salons and barbershops are closed and may not come back. So those customers and those service providers, the beauticians as well as hairdressers, are all coming onto our platform. We are very quickly absorbing them, and hence overall the trend shifting towards at-home beauty services is very strong, and I think it's going to continue over the next 1 year, if not longer.
Okay. Varun, to the question that my colleague was just asking, how much of new subscriber addition, though, have you seen in the last 6 months? Because that will give us a better sense of whether this is pent-up demand or is this going to sustain going forward as well?
Sure. See, this is certainly not pent-up demand because the growth has been very steady and upwards since the month of June. So us now being at pre-COVID levels and exceeding pre-COVID levels shows that this is a continuous trend. If you look at new users, our new users across categories are higher than before. And I was taking an example of beauty. So if we were serving 100 beauty customers earlier, then right now we are serving about 70 beauty customers because consumption of the beauty services has come down, especially for women because everyone's at home not socializing as much. But our new users are already larger than our new users before. So while the overall business is at 70%, new users are higher than 100%. That shows that the offline market, because of a result of shutdown of salons, is moving towards us. And both of these trends, overall business growth as well as new subscriber growth, is here to stay. This is not pent-up demand.
Sure. Varun, as a strategy, what is it that you're doing at Urban Company to try and cash in on the COVID pandemic or the COVID opportunity, as what we term most companies have? So do you. What is it that you're doing strategically to try and take advantage of this?
That's a great question. I think the first thing that we did, and I mentioned in the lockdown period, was to reimagine what the post-COVID world is going to be like and how services are going to be consumed. And a lot of work was done in the company in April, May, and June to redesign services to be safe. I can go into details, but we have built a lot of technology which ensures that today, while we provide services to close to 35,000 customers every day, in each of those services, the individual service professional who's going has been checked for health, and all the steps being followed in the service, whether it is PPE or reimagining the service itself, has been done and is being followed. So the services have been reimagined, and that's giving consumer trust and confidence. Second, we reimagined a lot of our internal ways of doing things so that we can scale at this time. For example, we do a lot of training for all of our individual service professionals, beauticians, appliance technicians, painters, before they come to your homes for providing services. And a lot of that training moved virtual and online so that we could provide them training and continue to scale up the supply chain even during these difficult months. And now that we are ready, we are going aggressively to the market. So IPL started last week, and we are advertising on IPL in a big way to capture on the festive growth that is going to happen in the next 2 months of October and November, which sees a rising trend across all our services. So reimagining services in the new world, reimagining supply chains, and now going to the market aggressively is what we are doing as part of our growth strategy.